You've seen them, right? Buzzing around a picnic, hanging out in your garden? Bees. They're everywhere. But what do we really know about them? Turns out, these little guys are hiding some mind-blowing secrets. And today, we're going to dive right in and uncover them.
Okay, let's just jump right into the deep end with something that sounds like it's straight out of a movie. Did you have any idea that a bee, yeah, a tiny little bee, can actually recognize your face?
I know, it sounds completely nuts, right? But it is absolutely true. Think about it. Their brains are no bigger than the head of a pin. And yet they can save and remember different human faces, just like we remember our friends. It's a staggering feat of memory for such a tiny creature. So the big question is, how on earth is that even possible? This whole idea opens up a really fascinating window into the mind of a bee and, the surprisingly personal connection we can have with them. Okay, so the science here is it's wild. Researchers found out that bees don't see us as just a collection of parts, eye is here, a nose there, a mouth down there. Nope. Their tiny brains actually process the entire face as one single picture. They take it all in at once. And what's really amazing is well, it's a lot like how our own much bigger brains do it. Now, if you thought face recognition was cool, hold on. That's just the tip of the iceberg. Bees have another skill, one that's way more complex and was a total mystery to humans for centuries. We're talking about a secret language. Yeah, their intelligence doesn't just stop at faces. They're actually communicating through a secret language. So what does that mean? It means they aren't just mindlessly reacting to things. They are actively, intentionally talking to each other, sharing super important information about what's going on outside the hive. And they do it with amazing precision. And this secret language? It has a name, the waggle dance. Now, this isn't just some random shaking or buzzing around. No way. It's a really precise symbolic language, basically a set of detailed instructions designed to tell the rest of the hive exactly what's up.
So how does this dance actually work? It's genius, really. It breaks down into two key parts. First, the angle of the dance tells the other bees exactly which direction to fly, using the sun as a reference point. Then, the duration of the waggle, how long they shake for, tells them exactly how far away the food is. It's basically a living, breathing GPS system, all communicated through dancing. How cool is that?
Okay, so now that we know just how smart these little guys are, we've got to ask a much more serious question. What would happen to our world if one day they were just gone? So, really, what would happen if these intelligent creatures suddenly vanished? Just take a second and actually picture a world with no bees. We've seen how smart they are, how they communicate, but honestly, their importance is so much bigger than that. It turns out they're absolutely crucial for our own survival.
1/3. That's the number you need to remember. Just let that sink in for a second. 1/3.
What does that mean? It means 1/3 of all the food we eat on this planet could just vanish. So many of the fruits, the vegetables, the nuts that we just take for granted, they all rely on bees to pollinate them. Without bees, our grocery stores would look empty. Our dinner plates would be completely different. The entire food system as we know it would be turned upside down. All of this brings us to one final and maybe the most important takeaway. It's time to start thinking about bees differently, not just as some common bug, but as a tiny, tiny hero. I mean, when you really think about it, the contrast is just incredible. This tiny little creature, with its face-recognizing brain and its secret dance language, plays this huge role in keeping our entire planet going. It's just massive. And that, of course, leads to the final question, one we all have to think about. When you realize how much they do for us, well, what's our role in all this? What's our responsibility to make sure these incredible little creatures are protected? So let's leave it with this. The next time you're outside and you see a bee buzzing by, don't just brush it off as another bug. Take a second. Remember its crazy intelligence, its secret dance language, and remember that you're looking at a little hero that literally helps keep our world alive.